Okay, so you know the drill. Every few months, like clockwork, the internet just has a complete meltdown. You've seen the memes, you've heard the warnings. Mercury is in retrograde, don't text your ex, back up your computer. But is all this cosmic panic actually justified? Well, in this explainer, we're going to cut right through the noise and get a clear, calm answer from the perspective of Vedic astrology. So here's our game plan. We'll start with that internet panic. Then we'll define what retrograde actually is. We'll get into when you'll really feel it, and I'll give you a practical playbook. Then we're going to bust some common myths and wrap it all up with a really powerful new way to look at this whole thing. First up, the internet's panic button. And we kind of have to start here, right? Because that online chaos is pretty much impossible to ignore.
It's a totally fair question, isn't it? You just log on one day and suddenly it feels like this huge cosmic catastrophe is brewing, with your laptop and your travel plans sitting right in the crosshairs. And this slide gets right to the heart of it. On one side, you've got the internet just screaming, universal disaster. But on the other side, Vedic astrology offers this much, much calmer idea. It's just a scheduled review period. It is not a curse. So let's shift gears from all that hype and get into the reality. What is actually happening during this so-called cosmic review? Okay, here's the first key thing to get straight. The planet isn't actually flying backward through space. It's more of an optical illusion from where we're standing here on Earth. In Jyotish, which is the traditional astrology of India, this apparent backward dance is thought to intensify a planet's energy and kind of turn our focus inward to review, reflect, and reconsider. And what exactly does Mercury govern? Well, it just so happens to rule over all the things that seem to go completely haywire. We're talking about our mind and messaging, how we think, speak, and write. It also covers systems and tech, our phones, our apps, all the logistics, and finally, deals and details, like contracts, schedules, and all that super important fine print. So when Mercury goes retrograde, these are the areas that are calling for a little extra patience. But here's the big question. Does everyone feel this exactly the same way? The astrological answer is a hard no. So let's get personal and figure out when you're most likely to actually notice these shifts. See, this is where it gets really specific to you. You're not just doomed because of a date on the calendar. You're way more likely to feel the effects if, for instance, you're in what Vedic astrology calls a dasha, that's a planetary period, that's ruled by Mercury. Or maybe if the retrograde is hitting a really sensitive point in your personal birth card. It's all about your unique cosmic context, not some universal rule. Okay, so let's say you might be feeling it. What do? Well, this is the most practical part of our explainer. Your actionable playbook for not just surviving this thing, but maybe even thriving in it. It really boils down to 3 simple but super powerful steps. First, communicate cleanly. Think short emails, bullet points, and always get confirmation in writing. Second, protect your data. This is your cosmic reminder to finally make those backups. And third, build in time buffers. Just add an extra 10 or 20% of time for travel and for deadlines. Remember, this is about being proactive, not paranoid. And the strategy continues. You're going to want to double and triple check that fine print. See this as the absolute perfect time to go back and revise that old project or resume. And, if there's been a misunderstanding with someone, this is actually a fantastic time to repair that connection by just calmly clarifying things. It's all about the rewords: review, revise, and repair. Let's see how these strategies actually play out in the real world. Say a work proposal is getting messy, bouncing between teams. Simple. Add a summary page and virgin numbers. Stressed about travel plans? That padded time and having your tickets saved offline is going to be your best friend. And hey, if an old colleague suddenly pops up out of the blue, don't just brush it off. That reconnection could very well lead to a brand new opportunity. All right, let's tackle the big fears head on. It's time to separate the Vedic reality from all those internet myths. This is probably the #1 question people have. There's this idea out there that you basically have to put your entire life on hold for 3 weeks, especially when it comes to any kind of major commitment. But here's the reality. It's not a hard no. The real guidance is to sign if you have to, but be extra diligent. We're talking triple checking every term, every date, every number, and go into it expecting that there might be a few revisions down the line. It's about caution, not a complete prohibition. And here's the other big one. The fear that our phones, our laptops,
All our gadgets are just waiting for this astrological signal to spontaneously combust.
And again, this is just a massive exaggeration. Are tech hiccups a little more likely? Maybe. But are they guaranteed? No way. Proactive steps like backing up your data and doing some basic maintenance dramatically lower your risk. You have so much more power here than the memes want you to believe. So this brings us to our final and I think our most powerful idea. It's time to completely reframe how we look at this entire period. If you take away just one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this. Think of Mercury retrograde as your scheduled cosmic quality control sprint. The universe is literally inviting you to slow down now so that you can speed up later, with much clearer plans and way better systems. It is a feature, not a bug. So ultimately, the panic is definitely overhyped, but the phenomenon itself can be super useful. If you treat this time as a scheduled review cycle, a chance to edit your work, refine your plans, and clarify your communication, you will absolutely come out sharper, clearer, and more effective than when you started. So the real takeaway is to use this time wisely. And if you're curious to learn exactly how these periods affect you personally, your next step is to get familiar with your own birth chart. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Be sure to subscribe for more calm, clear guides to help you navigate your own story.